Let's make your job easy.
It was tremendous scenes at Optus Stadium, not just witnessing a West Coast come from behind gritty victory over the Demons, but also West Coast celebrating its Woolwich dreaming game in front of a truckload of Eagles fans, and also celebrating the Indigenous heritage and current listed players of the evening, with some even rising to new heights of stardom. Welcome to another episode of Eagle Review, proudly sponsored by Kennards Hire. Can't get down to a store, visit them online, kennards.com.au. Benny Roberts, just how special was that mark and where does that rate?
What a moment. Geez, the crowd exploded and it was the best mark he's taken for the Eagles, bar none, I reckon, easily. And he didn't reckon it was the best mark he's taken in his life. He took a couple of hangers, I don't know if you saw, for the Lions before he got drafted. Best mark in Eagles history? I wouldn't think so, but it's up there. Like Nick Nat's taken a better one, mark of the year. Brett Heady took a ripper. Ashley Sampi took one that was pretty handy. But it'd be top five, I reckon. It's pretty good. But it was a big moment and a big time to take a big mark and kick a big goal.
Let's hear from the great man speaking about that moment immediately post-game.
Just wanted to check, mate. You were horizontal to the ground with that mark. Absolutely brilliant. Were you surprised they gave you the run up to make that run and jump because they've been blocking you away a fair bit?
Yeah, I found myself alone. So, I seen Big Gorney running towards me, so I thought I'd jump early.
He's had a good couple of weeks, Liam, and capped off with a ripper mark. Good to see his little mate down there, Willie Rioli, back in the fold up, annoying opposition defenders, intercepting things straight away, burning the vice-captain, Jake Gay. Lucky it went through.
Very lucky.
But he had a little bit to do, 6 score involvements, 4 inside 50s, 10 pressure acts, and a couple of goals. So off limited game time, it's a good return for Willie as well.
Melbourne's inaccuracy certainly costing them in the end, it must be said. 24 scoring shots to 20 in their favour. They did dominate goals from clearances, and inside their forward 50 from throw-ins, they kicked their first 4 goals. Big Maxi Gawn put his fingerprints
having something to say
all over the match. Scores from turnover is where West Coast prevailed, though. 4 goals, the better. But Melbourne winning the majority of most other stats, but couldn't get it done.
Stats? I had my guys thumbing through the stats all night and all morning, and they come up with this one. How's this? Melbourne has won all 3 games of it's only won 3 for the year. All 3 after it led at 3/4 time. West Coast all this year lost 3. Had been trailing at every game when they've at 3/4 time when they've
both flipped the switch.
And they've flipped it over. Eagles outscored 37-9 in the last quarter. Came home like a steam train. Cripper, 7 disposals, 5 score involvements, 2 goals. Pretty handy in the last term, if you don't mind. Kennedy kicked 4. He had a good night. Defence. How good was the defence? Goodness me. Shannon Hearn. Have you seen a better game from Shannon Hearn?
Very handy. And Gov, they both had some big moments down back. Shannon Hearn, 94% kicking efficiency. He had
33 disposals, though. Not like one that hit someone on the tit and he's gone off for the rest of the game. I'll go off with that.
26 of them came by foot. 590 metres gained, so that's monstrous. I thought Hickey was brave to continue rucking out the game after
a little bit worried when he was limping off.
Almost snapped his ankle in half, so gutsy stuff there. But phenomenal. Kept us in it in the first half. 26 disposals, 18 of them contested. An absolute bull in the middle. 16 tackles, 7 clearances and 7 inside 50s.
I'm pretty sure it's the 3rd most tackles in a game for West Coast.
Pretty sure. How's your stats looking?
No, the stats, don't worry about that. I know my stats. I'm pretty sure on them most of the time. Pritter's the most, I'm going to say it, pretty sure, with 18 tackles in a game. It was up there. It was a lot of bloody tackles. But how about this, though? Started the sequence, tapping it out from congestion.
Yeah.
Started the sequence that took it down to Liam to take the big hanger. So doing everything, Yowie Jeezy was good.
Couple of costly concussions on the evening. We'll start with Daniel Venables. The 21-gamer copped an inadvertent hit to the head.
That was one of the biggest. That was one of the biggest hits I've seen. Like off the hip, which was a doozy. He was Gornsky, and then hit the deck as well.
Yeah, the double whammy cost him a bit. Took no further part in the match, and then obviously Lewis Jetta.
Yeah,
the second one.
Well, the tackle, and we'll wait to see. This will come out after this. We'll know after watching. We've had this discussion before. Darling, good tackle on Salem. Yo gets another one done there. Spills out. Then they think it was holding the ball, so he stops. And then Jetta does the tackle. So we will see what Michael Christian has to say later on today. As you're watching this, it's already happened. Apologies for that.
It would be a big loss heading into an away game against the Crows. How's this sequence of the first quarter? The Jetta's handball. This Hutchings tap was critical. BT calls him Hutchins, by the way, so absolute mare there. But have a look at this. Freeze the frame, 10v3. This handball has to clear 10 defenders. And look at it just open things up for West Coast Eagles. JK on the other side of it, kicking the first goal for the side, and very important to get the wheels moving there.
Can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. Best kick in the West Coast Eagles team? I reckon it's down to 2. We've Jetta, Hearn, who's your better kicker? Who are you taking?
They're probably 1-2 in the competition, and I even think Bunga is taking Jeddah. Have a look at this play here. He's conceded possession when Jeddah is out of position. So is Hearn saying, I need to give the ball to Jeddah at all costs, rather than everyone give the ball to me at all costs? Very interesting moment, that one, I found.
I reckon Jeddah can be more brilliant with his kick. Like, he goes for the more miraculous kick and can pull them off.
And more consistent, is that what you're saying?
More consistent and safer. A little bit more erratic at times, Jeddah, but geez, they're both pretty bloody good.
Talk about showcasing your skill sets. What about this one? Players, Shuey into the contest hard. Redden, that little pre-clearance, releasing handball, and Cripps going for an absolute burn on the outside. And Petruccelli, very nifty inside forward 50s, showing space. Talk about all players showcasing their niche inside one passage of play.
Well, what about Oscar Allen? Now, he came in late in the piece when they decided that Scully could not get up with the soreness after the knock from the week before. So Oscar Allen goes back, which he's done before, but he's played forward every game this year. But showing what he can do with this game-saving spoil with a bit of perfect timing to release from the grappling and knock it through. But can do it all, Oscar, and big future ahead.
Very good spoil. Speaking of going back, Jack Redden, this is gutsy stuff with the flight versus Salem. Another KO on the night, possibly. Hats off to both players for attacking the ball with such ferocity.
Defensive plays of the season. Brad Shepard has thrown his nomination in, and it's come in round 9. Shepard, have a look at this. 2 smothers, then a tackle. Geez, he works hard. Repeat efforts. It's tough when you're under the pump, as they were. A lot of inside 50s. Shepard, geez, he's honest as the day's long.
Time for the Kennards roast of the round, and it's just too many, but I'm going to attempt to get through them.
He's everywhere.
Petrarca, he knew something we didn't. He didn't want to take a set shot out from 20. Neither would I, kicking him like that. Hutchings having a crack on the wing, so no run with roll for the Hutch. Having a bit of a roam. Not a tight run with, but this run down, I don't know if Sheed's not screaming to him. I'm just going to roast them both for awareness.
Fair enough. Oscar Allen went to the candy shop with all his pocket money and spent the lot here. Have a look at that. Petrarca waltzes past him. Nathan Jones pulling this kick to absolutely no one. Roast. What about this one, Stretch? This is a big miss. That would have made it, 5 points?
6 points in
6 points.
5 minutes to go.
5 minutes to go. That's where the 5. That's where I had 5 in my mind.
Yeah, bad luck.
Big miss.
Petruccelli blocking Wagner at the rim, Shaq style. Bit of a basketball background from Petch, so didn't mind that. Gawn's had a tough night, had Mark of the Year taken on him, also got into the whiteout at halftime, couldn't get that off his head, so that's a bit weird.
Liam Duggan, if you want to get yourself, maintain the position in the back line, you don't put the skipper on the chopping block and look very close to sending him into next week. The Indigenous jumper, geez, it looked good. Daryl Bellotti, the cousin of former player Laurie Bellotti, lovely designer. It's probably my favourite of the lot so far. There's a little something for the people at home. Petruccelli getting run down. They didn't make this one as good as the ones in the year gone by because they didn't stand up to too much. Although it was a pretty strong tackle. Was that a dangerous tackle?
I don't know, but Frost kick straight after is an absolute snotter as well. So what a sequence indeed, roast worthy. What could Jamie Cripps have done any differently from this high contact? Don't enjoy that much. Hunt, that's a monster hook off the tee. Genuine shank, Gov says thanks very much. Petrarca drop mark inside forward 50, uncontested. Got to do better than that. Geez, he got us back in the third though when McGovern copped one of the worst bounces of the night. Hunt, Petrarca, Golski.
Redden, not 1 but 2 shockers right here. That's not very good. Oscar Baker saying, Shuey saying to Oscar Baker, welcome to the big leagues, son, and just gives him one off the mark. Not expecting that, like it. McGovern, now he would have got a roast here. The intercept from Tommy McDonald streaming in, but redeemed himself, totally redeemed himself. Very flirting with the roast, Gov.
Got out of it. Good to see the umpires are hot on that throw call throughout the evening. Pinged Oliver here. Obviously missed the 1 minute earlier with Cripps throwing it to Sheed for the snap goal, but that's unlucky, boys. Round the grounds, what about the local South Australian League, though? The old 275-0. Hope Valley, Smithfield. What a blowout. The bloke that kicked 32 goals, not worthy of 3 votes, it seems.
You can't kick him if no one kicks him to you.
That's a lot of goals, Benny. 32. But the winner, Frost. That's some poor goalkeeping effort on the line.
One of the worst efforts you'll ever see. And Darling puts his hand up to play for the Glory. They might need someone to kick a few more goals.
Oh, too soon there.